Hello. Is this James Tate's room?
Why don't Nursey and Bunny go walkies? And they can take Baby and Dada with them.
Everything all right?
Could we have a word before you leave, Mr. Tate?
Why do you have to talk behind my back?
I'll come and find you, Nurse. So, how are we?
We are bored. Frank, I've been expecting Zoe to come in. How's Valentine?
Never mind your blasted horse. What about your baby?
I've done my bit. And I've got the scar to prove it. Now, if you want somebody to see to your baby, then buy them. Because I have no intention of throwing 12 months as an unpaid nanny into the deal.
A lot of women suffer from baby blues 3 or 4 days after birth. It soon goes away.
My wife had a traumatic time during her pregnancy, as you probably will have gathered.
If her mood doesn't lift after a little while, it can be treated.
If it turns into postnatal depression, you mean?
Yes. It's just a chemical imbalance. I promise you, before you know it, Mrs. Tate and James will be very close.
Chris,
Kim? Where's Valentine?
He's not here. Does Frank know you're back?
Has someone taken him out?
Do you want to come in the house? Because Frank's not expecting you.
I want to know where Valentine is.
Well, I'm not really sure where he is.
What do you mean? Where's my horse?
You can't ride him at the minute anyway.
Where is he?
Kim,
Just tell me what you've done with him.
I haven't done anything with him. He's been put down. I thought you knew.
What?
He's too far gone. Zoe got permission off Frank.
They put Valentine down?
Well, they had to. And they couldn't tell you. You were too ill.
Just leave me alone. Get out.
Drink this.
I don't want it.
Zoe will explain everything. It was a last resort. She waited as long as she could.
What happened? Why have you come home?
She's upset, Frank. She's not making any sense.
You shouldn't have walked out. The doctor will tell you when you're fit to leave. Who's going to look after the baby? They said he's fine. You've got nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried about it.
It's Valentine.
Is that why you're crying?
You never said a word.
You're upset about the horse?
He wasn't your horse. You had no right to have him put down.
Aren't you worried about James?
No, I'm not.
You don't care about your son.
I cared about Valentine. You knew that and you had him put down.
You walked out on a newborn baby.
I trusted Zoe to do the best she could.
What about James?
He's got nurses fussing over him. He doesn't want me.
You mean you don't want him?
He's a baby. He'll be all right. And who cares anyway?
I care!
Then you go and lie with him in a boring hospital. You feed him and change him and stop him from crying. I'd rather be with Valentine.
Come back with me now. We'll sit with him together. Make sure he's all right.
I don't care if he's all right or not.
I'm giving you one last chance. I'm going to the hospital. I'll never understand you.
You're not denying
Our son's doing well. there's no cause for concern.
Good.
As you said, the nurses take an interest in him.
As I said, I don't.
Do you want to know what happened to Valentine?
Yes.
He had equine pneumonia. He lost the fight. He had to be put down.
Well, if it was as straightforward as that, why wasn't I told?
Because you were in a serious condition and your son was fighting for his life.
My condition improved. You had time enough to tell me.
You had time enough to talk to your boyfriend.
I didn't. I hadn't seen David or spoken to him, and you know that perfectly well.
He knew you were in labour before I did. He was at the hospital.
He came to see me.
Yes. And I had him thrown out.
You didn't tell me that either.
Oh, he came back. He saw the baby.
I should have been told.
You knew.
How? You saw me? Was I shouting for David? Was I making phone calls to him? Was I writing letters?
Someone told him as soon as your labour started.
Well, maybe somebody did, but it wasn't me.
Who else could it have been?
Tina was there. Ask her if I phoned David.
You could have done it.
She never left me. She does as she's told. And you told her to guard your child.
Who else knew?
Biff? He's David's friend. Oh. And Chris.
He rang me.
Well, you have a choice, Frank, haven't you? I mean, they're all your people. All your loyal and trusted servants. The only thing you have to work out is which one betrayed you. Zoe, we can either do this in private or in front of your little harem, whichever you prefer.
Do what, Kim?
I'm putting you out of business, having you struck from the register.
What on earth are you talking about?
I'm talking about the negligent destruction of my horse.
Negligent? Kim, Valentine had equine pneumonia. He was in distress and there was nothing could be done to save him.
Because by the time you came up with the correct diagnosis, it was too late. Now, any half-decent vet would have seen it earlier and treated it before it got out of hand.
That might be true, Kim.
Zoe.
But I acted as I saw fit. And if that wasn't good enough, then I am sorry.
Well, that sounds like a pretty clear admission of malpractice to me. I'm going to sue you, Zoe. Take you for every penny. You better find yourself another job, Linda. Because this place won't be around for much longer.
Kim, you've just had a baby. Don't you think you should wait before making such an irrational decision?
I've never been more rational in my life. Apart from the emotional attachment, Valentine was a very valuable horse. I'll need adequate compensation.
She had Frank's permission to destroy the horse.
And he had no legal right to give it. I'm looking forward to dragging your colourful reputation through the mire.
You can't win, Kim. Zoe doesn't make mistakes.
Really? I'd have thought you're living proof that's not the case. See you in court.
Excellent. Oh, Kim, did you hear that? The nursery's ready for James Francis.
Hurrah!
You do know that our son is coming home today.
Now you come to mention it, I did see something scribbled in my diary.
Welcome to Home Farm. Kim, this is Sophie. Sophie, this is my wife, Mrs. Tate. And Tina, my personal assistant. Sophie is from one of the oldest schools for nannies in Yorkshire.
Bully for her.
She also likes horses.
I understand you're quite an accomplished equestrian, Mrs. Tate.
I have my moments.
I adore horses. Maybe when James is old enough, I can teach him to ride.
You can teach him to play the bagpipes for all I care. I'm off out, seeing as Lady Godiva's got everything under control.
Yes, I must say, Dad, you have great taste when it comes to hiring talent.
I don't know what you mean.
Sophie? Oh, I don't suppose you've noticed she's a gorgeous young redhead under a matron hairdo and the old biddy stockings.
I chose her over the telephone from an agency with an impeccable record. I had no idea who they were going to supply until this morning.
And I'm the Archbishop of Canterbury.
You never miss an opportunity to rub Kim up the wrong way, do you?
I try.
Well, I hope you're going to be around when it's my turn to have a go.
Well, be my guest.
I don't mean Kim. I'm talking about the dirtbag that gave Dave Glover the tip-off when Kim went into labour.
National. Morning, Mrs. Tate.
Morning, Sophie.
Morning, Mrs. Tate.
Do you have some time to spare this morning?
Probably, but why?
I want to know the routine you want me to follow with James.
Well, won't that be dictated by him? I mean, when he's hungry, feed him. When he needs changing, change him. And try to get him to sleep as much as possible.
Whatever you say, Mrs. Tate. And do I take it that goes for Mr. Tate as well?
You'll have to ask him that. Now, if you excuse me, I have things to do.
Do you know, I was just thinking how much like his dad he is, Kim.
Going out?
I've booked a facial. I did ask your permission.
Oh, yes, I remember. How's James?
You better ask Sophie. She's employed to look after his welfare.
You really are playing this to the hilt, aren't you, Kim? I can't believe that you feel nothing for him.
Just watch me walk away with $1 million in my pocket when he's a year and a day old. I'm only playing your game, Frank.
Do you want to take over, Mrs. Tate?
Why ever would I want to do that?
Soon get used to the smell.
My husband attributes his success to everyone having his or her price.
Can't put a price on everything. Can you, Jamie Fry? I don't do this job for money. I do it because I like it.
Yes, well, that's where we're different.
I'm sorry?
That's all right. You carry on talking to Jamie Pye.
Here, let me.
Oh, thanks.
No problem. This is?
Seems to match the one he's wearing. Yeah.
Here, I'll hold him while you get yourself sorted.
Okay. Thanks. Oh, it's all right. It won't break.
It's all right, I won't let him go.
That's a nice change to get a hand. Look in the shop.
Perfect, aren't you? So bloody perfect. Can't get over how tiny his little hands are.
I think I should take him.
His name's James.
Hello, Mrs. Tate. This gentleman was just giving me a hand.
Perfect, isn't he, Kim?
David, I wish it could be different.
So innocent. How can you even look at him, Kim? How can you even hold him, knowing you've sold our baby? Sold him to a man who don't want him to love. He wants him for all the power that's gonna give him. I really don't know how you can live with yourself.
David,
I hear you met an old friend today.
Have you seen my black shoe, Sophie?
by the sofa, I think.
Going somewhere?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Somewhere nice?
As long as it's away from the blessing. Hope you enjoy it.
Does Frank know?
I'm sure he soon will. 7 minutes. Either Tina's slowing down or you are.
What's all this about?
I need a break.
Don't be stupid.
You want to play Happy Families for the world to see? Go ahead. But I won't be there.
Our agreement stipulates that you behave like a devoted wife. By my side whenever I need you.
I'm not going, Frank. And you can't make me.
Then you're not going anywhere.
I am.
I'm not asking you, Kim. I'm telling you. You say goodbye to me now, you say goodbye to everything. The money, the lifestyle, the lot. Again, love. So this is where you're hiding.
I'm not hiding.
I've unpacked your case.
So kind.
This dress. It'll do for the blessing.
I can't go, Frank.
I've told you.
And I've told you.
This is to do with him, isn't it?
Who?
Glover. You saw him today. Let him hold my baby.
I didn't. It wasn't like that.
No. It never is.
Please, Frank, this is not about David.
You realise, of course, that you've broken our agreement, seeing him, talking to him. The £1 million meeting, Kim. Was it worth it?
It wasn't a meeting, it was... Oh, I don't know why I'm trying to explain. You wouldn't listen.
Maybe I've had enough of listening to your lies. So, the blessing. You will be there. Good.
Though it might be better for you if I wasn't.
What?
Well, the world and his brother will be going, Frank. Just imagine if I had a drink too many or a drink too few and the truth spilled out.
What are you talking about?
That no matter what you say or how much money you throw around, how splendid the celebration, there's still one basic flaw in the whole thing. James is David Glover's son. Not yours, Frank. David's. And everyone in that church will know it.
Brother James.
Morning. Hello, Christopher. How are you today? Well, let's have a look at you then, James Francis.
He's had his feed.
Oh, you're a beautiful boy, aren't you? You looking forward to your blessing? I know I am. He needs changing. You know, I don't think James could ask for a better godmother. Or is it godperson? Not really up on these things.
No.
I'm sure you'll more than compensate for Christopher being godfather. Still, I suppose Frank has to make him feel useful.
Sure Chris will take his duty seriously.
Oh, of course he will, especially if he thinks he can score a few brownie points. Could you do me up? Such a shame about you and Susie.
Kim, I don't know if this is the right time to mention it.
You can always talk to me. I often wish we were better friends.
This business with Valentine. I know you're upset. It's understandable, particularly after the difficult labour with James.
It's much easier to say, isn't it? This business with Valentine. Not when I killed your horse through neglect.
I didn't.
Now, if you've come here to ask me to drop the litigation, you can forget it. To blame it on my state of mind? I'm sorry, Zoe, dear little thing that you are. But this is one little scrape that Daddy won't be able to kiss better.
My practice is at stake.
And my horse is dead. Now, do you think I should wear a scarf? Excuse me. Come on, everybody, we don't want to be late. Now then, where's your daddy got to?
You better not spoil things.
Be Frank's doing. Ringing the church bells, let the world know.
Are you all right?
Everyone keeps asking me that.
I thought you wanted to talk.
Aunt Cathy, can you give me a bus?
Yeah, of course I will. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
I was determined I wasn't going to let this get to me.
We can go for a ride out in the car if you like. Just get away from it all.
No, it's not that easy.
All right, if you don't want to.
I can't. My mum knitted this for the baby.
Look, I know it's hard for you.
Alice wouldn't say this, but I bet she wishes her dad was here to push her, wouldn't she?
But you know he can't be with her.
But my little kid's in that church now. I'm here. I'm not locked up.
Of all my duties, it is this: the welcoming of a new, innocent soul into God's house, which I find most rewarding. A child who will not lack the material comforts, but more importantly, I know James is a child who will not lack love. For as we all know, the love of family and friends is worth more than a king's ransom. Now, little James was baptized in hospital when his life hung by a thread. What a joy, therefore, that he is here with us today, and we can all share in this celebration. Perhaps you would like to hold the baby now, Mum.
Oh, yes.
James Francis Tate, I welcome thee in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
You can give him your name, Frank, but it don't make him your son. Look at them all, Frank. All dressed up for this sham. Even me parents.
David.
Still, I suppose you would come to your own grandson's blessing, wouldn't you, Mum?
Get out of here, Glover. Now!
I belong here with my son. You stole my son, Mr. Tate. Go on, tell him, Kim. Tell them all.
Why is Dave so cross?
Please, don't do this. It's terribly wrong.
Wrong? Can't be as wrong as her selling my child.
Okay, Dave. Out now.
Come on, mate.
Come on, son.
Dan.
Dad.
How can you sleep?
Well, that all went rather well. It's all blown up in your face, isn't it? Shame. And all the public humiliation. It's all yours. Not the family's. No. You won't destroy us like you have the farm boy. No, we're strong. We're about to make a very public demonstration of that to another bunch of nobodies who want to turn us over. Still, there is one consolation for you. You don't have to worry about David Glover. Kathy's obviously taking very good care of him.
Could I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? First, I'd like to thank you all for joining us on this special day. The most important day of my life. A day far too special to be spoiled by the little outburst earlier. Some of you thought maybe I should have cancelled this party. But you don't know me well enough. That's not my way. This is my son, and nothing and nobody will spoil anything for him. So let us all drink to the future health and happiness to James Francis Tate.
James Francis Tate.
You think I should just lie down and let them walk all over me? My problem hasn't been the lack of discretion. I've been too soft, too trusting. Today, I'm serving notice on anyone. Anyone who might even think about crossing me.
Could I propose a toast? Firstly, I must say I found Frank's words very moving. Like a dose of salts. It is wonderful to be surrounded by family and friends. But I think we all know that everything's not how it should be. Oh, years to come, we'll look back at those happy, smiling faces in the photos and, well, they don't tell the story, do they? Frank and I won't forget today. And neither will David Glover.
Frank.
This is supposed to be a day of celebration. But for my husband, well, it's simply a distraction. To allow his men to tear up Bluebell Woods while you lot are all drinking his champagne.
Come on.
Well, let's drink to, absent friends, I suppose.
Surprised to see you here. Thought you'd be at the christening. You being the natural father.
When? You've been proud of me, Eric.
I doubt it.
I walked into church, told everybody it was my kid.
Of course you did.
Alice is watching TV for a while.
Is she all right?
We certainly know how to pick 'em, Alice and me.
Hey, is it true what he's just been saying?
Everybody else knows.
Oh, my dear chap. Let me get you a drink. The genuine stuff I keep for special guests.
Eric, could you leave us?
Not likely. Come on, I want a blow-by-blow account. So what did Frank do?
Eric, go, please.
All right. All right. David, you're a legend in your own lifetime. Not only do you serve as the squire's wife, but then you announce it in church. What a man.
Mum, before you say anything, I'm sorry.
Kathy, I'm surprised at you.
Oh, she's done nothing wrong.
She puts up with you. You treat her like dirt, yet she's always here for you.
We are grown-ups. You might be.
When I went into that church, I wasn't doing it to cause a scene, to embarrass Frank, Kim, or you for that matter. I was doing it because you were all stood round blessing my child. You know, the one you knit that for? Why don't you send him it? Be a present from his granny.
Oh, what a mess, David. I hope Kim takes pleased with herself.
Why don't you have a drink with me? Oh, you are a guest on this momentous occasion.
Chris said he'd pay me overtime to clear up.
Never saw you as a mercenary. We do have something in common.
Yeah, well, I just happen to be saving up to get married. You know, make a commitment to somebody for life.
You're lucky then.
Hey, you can leave that now.
I thought you wanted all traces of today obliterated.
I don't know. I think it's been quite a good day.
Why? Joseph's piggy bank full.
You're excelling yourself. Still, it's pretty difficult to top this, isn't it?
He's ready to go down.
So?
Should I see to it?
That's what you paid for.
Hey, let me have a look at him. How you doing, bruv?
Oh, spare me.
No, we are half-brothers.
You heard what David said in church.
James and I have the same father. It's in black and white on our birth certificates, and that's how it'll appear in Dad's will.
Oh, you don't appear in his will. You were expunged, written out.
That's the other reason why it was a good day. I'm going to be reinstated. And of course I was able to show him what a devoted son I am by tipping him off about the protest.
Go away and die.
Rachel's here to see.
I hope you're satisfied.
I didn't ask Betty Eggleton to behave like some 60s.
You're a
throwback.
disgrace.
I don't think this is the
Shut up! How dare you ride roughshod over people's lives?
I am doing what I am legally entitled to do on my own land. End of story.
If you think this is the end, you're a fool. We've only just begun.
I think you're being a little unfair to Frank, Rachel.
And you're a real champion of the environment.
More than your husband, that's for sure. Who do you think warned Frank that the protest was happening?
Is this true?